I'm loving this focus on time.
It is Toastmasters. Roshan, I think we should be starting. I'm sure Dee will join soon.
President, shall I go ahead? Sham?
He's on call with G.
I'll start then in the meantime. Greetings, my fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and everyone from all over the world, whoever is connecting with us, a very warm welcome. And there are two reasons for this warm welcome. One is the warm weather here because it's nearly 50 degrees outside. And the second one is the warmth in my heart because today we are celebrating a very special occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. So whoever is celebrating, I wish you happy Ganesha and may the Lord bring you lots of blessings in all forms. So on that note, I again would like to introduce myself. My name is Roshan Sukheja, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. So I would like to welcome you all. This is the 70th meeting of Club Toasted. It's an online club. And before starting this meeting, I would like to remind you of some basic ground rules of the meeting. The first thing is that as Toastmasters, we do not speak about sensitive topics like religion, politics, or sex. And if you are speaking, of course, ensure that your mic and your video is on. But if you're not a speaker, kindly turn off your microphone, but keep your videos on. If you're stepping out of the meeting, of course, please feel free to take an urgent call or use the bathroom or whatever, but make sure that your video is then off. Please also keep yourself, the video on as much as possible because it gives the speakers a view of the audience and they feel like they're not just talking to themselves because we are all online. So they are talking to you and that's why they've prepared all these speeches. So kindly try to keep your videos on at all times. And as life has a mission, so does our club. So the club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And with that, my job is done, but I have done one last thing. I have to call upon a very handsome, dashing young man. He's a veteran sales and marketing professional and he's residing in Qatar for a very long time, similar to me, so for 2 decades already. He is inspired by music, travel, and by meeting new people. So please put your hands together. I want you to unmute yourself for this very moment only and put your hands together. Give him a thunderous applause to our president, Shyam Sundar.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Roshan, Sergeant at Arms, for today's evening. Roshan Sukheja, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, a happy Ganesh Chaturthi and a warm welcome to one and all, wherever you are and from wherever you are connecting. Good evening, good day, and good morning from wherever you are connecting. Welcome to the 70th meeting of Club Toasted. I just want to share a small story here. Once upon a time, Ralph C. Smedley, who is the founder of the Toastmaster fraternity, he was just very passionate of speaking, of rendering the knowledge to others, as well as he wanted to bring up a lot of people together with him and take on his journey. Ladies and gentlemen, today or this year, we are commemorating 100th centennial of the dream of Ralph C. Smedley. His vision and mission was only one thing: help people to come forward, talk openly, talk structured, be a leader, as well as be a good public speaker. That's exactly what we are here today to follow his vision and his mission, even on the 100th year. So I'm very happy and proud to welcome you all for Club Toasted. I can see a lot of guests joining in today. Thanks a lot for joining. And you will definitely have a wonderful evening today with us to take away a lot of key takeaways back home. With that, I would love and I'm glad to start our Club Toasted meeting number 70th meeting. As any meeting proceeds, we do have certain rules and regulations, and we do have certain formats. In Toastmaster, we follow a very structured notes, which has got three main steps for any meeting. Number one is a prepared speech. Number two is an impromptu speech. And number three, and most important part of our meeting, will be an evaluation or feedback session, which will be done our general evaluator with their own team. So to know more in detail, as well as to take the further proceedings, I have today a beautiful person to take us through the entire meeting and explain the nitty-gritty of Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome a believer in dream and hard work achiever, a person who never give up, and of course, who hails from the Silicon City of India. She provides a lot of solutions in professional life by tallying each and every person's profession, as well as in the life. She's a mother of two. She holds the master's degree in one of the famous IIM alumni. She would love to become an exceptional orator and a skilled public speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome our Toastmaster of the evening today, Mamta Gopinath.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before I give the virtual mic to you, I would like to welcome a lot of guests today and a special welcome for our KEO speaker, Ms. Gauri Das. Before that, I would like to just ask our guests. I'm seeing a lot of guests joining today, so I would like to just unmute. I request all the guests to, one by one. I would like to start with Rajni Benal, because I just saw her face straight away. I'm just going to take some key takeaways. Please introduce yourself, your name, and where do you hail from, and what made you to come for Toastmasters. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening. My name is Rajni. I'm a life coach and a healer. And I'm actually, my teachers have told me, my mentor, Beena. So whatever she says, I do. And that's why I'm here in the meeting. Thank you so much, sir.
You've done the right choice, Rajni. And I'm sure I encourage you to stay till the end of the meeting to definitely enjoy this session, as well as go home with a very positive takeaway. Moving on to our second guest, Nidhi Gupta. Could you please unmute yourself and explain yourself?
Hi, Shyam. Hi, everyone. I'm very, very excited to be here.
Thank you, Beena, for inviting us. So first time you shared the link, but you were not able to join. But yes, today I'm very excited to be here, and I'm from Uttarkashi. I'm also a life coach and a graphologist. Thank you.
Fantastic. We have a lot of life coach here. So I think instead of we telling about the Toastmaster, we need to learn more about the life coach. Anyway, welcome, Nidhi Gupta. Now, please let me move on to our guest, Arvind Vijayan. Arvind, thanks for joining in a short notice, and please explain about yourself.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening. Hope all can hear me, right? Yeah. So my name is Arvind. I am in Qatar, working in Qatar Energy. This is the first time I am joining in online meeting like this. And my colleague, he only introduced me to the Toastmaster club nearby me. So last week I was able to attend one session. So I thought it was a wonderful session. So I thought of doing similar clubs. So that is the reason. Also, I think I will be able to learn like public speaking and communication, leadership, and to develop a self-confidence. That is the objective for me, actually. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't have to look anywhere back, Arvind. You have joined the right club, and you are in the right place to explore yourself and to be a better you. Welcome, Arvind.
Thank you,
Let me move on to the guest, another guest, Sharvil Srivastava. Sharvil, could you please unmute yourself and tell us about yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. Actually, Sharvil is my son's name, and I joined with his ID. And my name is Neelu Srivastava, and I'm a processing specialist working as a photogrammetry on photogrammetry, remote sensing, or satellite imagery work. And yeah, I came from a reference from Beena. She told me to join this, and she praised a lot that this is a very good platform for you. So I really waiting what is going on, and let's go ahead. Thank you so much, Veena.
Thank you for sharing your experience and sharing yourself about everything about you. Thanks a lot, Neelu. You, no doubt about it, you are on the right platform, and definitely you're going to take away a lot of positive energies from this club.
Thank you so much.
I definitely encourage you to stay on till the last.
Yeah, sure.
Now, moving on to our another guest, a very interesting guest. She names herself as Crew Shipra. So I hope I'm addressing her properly. Could you please unmute yourself and explain about yourself?
Hello, sir. My name is Shipra, and I'm also a life coach. And I have joined this program because Beena ma'am has shared and Sunny sir has shared to join that. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Shipra, for such a wonderful introduction rather. Yeah. Now let me move on to our another guest, Asha Agarwal. Asha, could you please unmute yourself and explain about yourself?
Good evening, sir, and good evening to everyone. So I'm a life coach and I'm from West Bengal, and Beena Di and Sanida, they are my coach, and as they guide and I move forward with them and I follow their instructions, so I have joined this. Thank you.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you. Well, with all this introduction, I'm totally zapped about the power of word of mouth. I should definitely commend Beena as well as Sunny for this great job of getting the guests and improving the others, providing the power, as our founder, Smidley C. Ralph, had done it 100 years before. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, you will definitely have a wonderful time with us, and you have lots and lots of takeaways, positive takeaways with this club. With this, let me officially welcome our Toastmaster of this evening, who is nothing but an MC of the evening, who takes control of the entire evening. Put your hands together to welcome Mamata Gopinath. Mamata, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, President Sham. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the Club Toasted Toastmasters Club. For the benefit of the guests, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 parts. The first one is the prepared speech, where members delivering the speeches based on their projects and the paths they have chosen. The second part is the section of the table topics, where the the new members and members can think of speaking on their feet. The round also helps the new participants, the guests, to participate in this session. And the third and the final round is the evaluation round. In this, the prepared speeches as well as the other aspects of the session will be evaluated by the general evaluator and her team. This meeting is extra special as it includes a KEO session enriching our learning journey. Have you ever wondered how the most successful people build their careers over time? Raise your hands if you have been wondering about it. Thank you. Just like the Rome was not built in a day. Our personal and professional journeys require us to lay bricks every day with patience and persistence to build something truly remarkable. Like the builders of Rome who laid each brick with care and commitment, our journey to achieve personal and professional success also demands consistent effort. Day by day, the practice and persistence we lay the bricks to create something extraordinary, one step at a time. Let's begin with the first and most exciting part of today's session is the KEO session with Gauri Das. Gauri Das is an engineer turned HR professional with double masters in human resources and psychology. Gauri is a strategic HR leader with 17 years of experience in crafting and aligning HR strategies with business goals. She is certified ICF coach and also mentors students and young professionals. She is associated as mentor with various institutions, including IIT Bombay. She is a passionate speaker and has graced multiple national and international forums as a keynote speaker and also panelist. She is 2 times TEDx speaker, and her TEDx talks are about creating a possibilitarian mindset and flux transcendence in HR. She is the author of the book, The Power of Connections. She is the national president for WICCI Future of Work Council. She is passionate about women empowerment and is the founder of Lean In Circle called Leaders Lifting Leaders. Some of her awards and accolades include Top 5 Women HR Leader globally, Top 200 Global Leadership Voices, HR 100 Under 40, Economic Times Young HR Leader, LinkedIn Person of the Year, most followed HR professional on social media, to name a few. She is LinkedIn's top voices too. Passion with compassion is her mantra. Please join us to the center stage. To you, Gauri.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mamta, for the warm welcome. And looks like Beena. Yeah, Beena seems to be a people puller. Everybody's like, Beena told me and I'm here. So seems to be a true leader. And thank you so much, Sunny, for having me here. It's wonderful to be here in your centenary year and also dive in the sea of red. So I see all reds here in Toastmaster. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And as there's someone who's watching time, I will immediately come to the point. So I'm sharing my screen. I'm going to talk about possibilitarian mindset because change is the name of the game today. And unless we start looking at possibilities only, we are not going to thrive in this ever-changing world. So here comes first question for you. And we are going to keep it very interactive. So I would request you all to bring in all your energies and make it a wonderful session for both of us. So be limitless, be a possibilitarian is the title. And here is a question, very simple question. What is 1 plus 1?
2.
2.
2. Okay. Any other answers besides 2?
My kiddos think it's window.
The window, yes.
A window. Okay. What
All
else?
the ones with young children.
I would say it is 11.
It is learn. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. What else?
Limitless. Infinite.
Limitless. Absolutely. 1 plus 1, 11. There's someone who is Bollywood fan. And it is in computer language also. And 1, 0 is 10. But 1 plus 1 can also be 1. So if you have a bag of laundry and you add it to another bag of laundry, 1 plus 1 become a big bag of laundry, right? So 1 plus 1 can be 1. And we saw so many different answers for 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 as long as we are in the realm of is. But when we go into possibilities, when we go into what it can be, there are infinite answers. So that's how the life is. If we look at is, we will be very limited. But if we look at can be, we can be anything and everything that we want to be. Okay, another question. This is Washington Monument. I hope everybody can see it on the screen. Washington Monument. It's a shiny kind of structure, white structure. And as you are seeing, it is in Washington, so most powerful country of the world, and it's a monument. Now, I want you to tell me what it can be made up of. So what material it can be made up of? Yeah,
Yes,
Pooja.
it's made of metal, iron, I believe.
Iron, okay. What other answer?
Stone, and it's some stone. I've been there actually. I think I remember it's some kind of stone.
Stone, okay.
Granite?
Yeah, definitely it's a monument. So it should be something very, very precious. Okay. Any other responses? What else it looks like?
Google says marble, granite, bluestone, Genesis.
Okay, so I'm putting it in the marble and stone that we are talking about. Okay, any different can be?
It can be made in glass.
Glass, okay. Yeah, and we know that it's a monument, so it is talking about prestige of the country, and which country we are referring to, the most powerful country of the world. And this was made years ago. So this is made in a material which we don't even use in houses today. The material is aluminum. We all have discarded aluminum cookwares, right? Because there is a risk of cancer because of aluminum cookwares. So we are not using it, but a monument is made up of that. Why would it happen? It happened because at that point of time, the process of galvanization was not available. So aluminum was one of the most precious metal. But moving on to today, it has no value. We are not using it even at home. Forget about making a monument out of it, right? So that is how life also progresses. If we don't change, if we don't innovate, we become what aluminum has become or what this monument has become. So this monument is a symbol that in life we have to continuously keep changing, continuously keep pace with whatever is uh, not in our way currently, not in our eyesight currently, but we have to look forward. So here's my formula of creating possibilities. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. That's power of technology.
True. It chooses to make us patient. Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, so here is the formula, but before that, I would like to quickly bring up my story. So I was born in a small place in Eastern UP. Anybody who is from India would know that Eastern UP is not a very progressive place. I remember going there until 5 years ago, and by 5 p.m. or so, we would be told, women would be told to be home. My mom is not even 8th pass. My father had 3 kids by the time he was still in the college. So coming from a very different kind of place from many of you, but I had an opportunity to be in various states. So Maharashtra, where I'm dialing currently, where I stay currently, is my 7th state. And I'll come to it why it is very important and how it becomes a very wonderful part of life to be at various places. But before that, so I was born there and then I went to a very small place in Madhya Pradesh and I was brought up there. A lush green place. We had, I mean, you name the tree, and we had especially fruit trees. There was a temple in the campus, and it was a village. So typical greenery, what we actually really strive for today, that we reach a place where we have green. And Coimbatore was really very green, sunny. So I was connecting it to my childhood memories. But yes, so very beautiful place. But the place was very far off from any, even the smallest town, I would say. And even to get groceries and all, we would travel for 15 kilometers, only 2 buses in a day, no good schools. And the village had only one school. So one classroom, one school, whether you are in standard 2nd or you are in standard 8th. That was the limit of the school. You would be sitting together. On my personality type, I was a very shy, very timid child, no confidence. So if there was a guest at the door, I would just hang on to my mom and I would not leave her until the guest is out of house. So this is how I was in terms of my confidence, in terms of, I used to think that world is going to come over me and nobody is supporting me. I am too bad for anything. And I did not have those opportunities in school also, the personality development opportunities. I studied in Hindi medium, but I was academically inclined. So there is always a positive side of life. So since I was positive, very academically inclined, I was accepted in 2nd ranking engineering college of the state. And that's where my life really started, because the moment I stepped into the college, I met with very smart students, because the college invited students from across the globe. So all English medium students speaking very good English and very smart, rich family students were also there. And I was like, why am I here? I was not able to connect with that background. Like I told you, I was a very timid and shy child. And I was not able to cope up with this. On top of that, there was a paper on business communication in first semester of engineering. And for me, English started in 6th standard. So my English was very poor. And business communication, someone mentioned that they work in this area. You will understand it's a totally different ball game altogether. So I was very stressed. I would go around talking to my classmates and I would request them to support me. They supported me once, twice, thrice. But at some point of time, they told me, Gauri, English nahi aati hai. You are going to fail. Stop wasting our time. After I heard this, I was like, I can't do anything in my life and I need to run away from this place. But like I mentioned, my father is also a self-made man. He had 3 kids and he was still in college. He came all the way from UP to MP to build up his career. So he gave me a formula and that's how I could build up myself. And that has been my formula for life, which I'm going to share with you today. So if you see this picture, and from there, I would also like to bring up where I have reached in terms of what transition can happen. So you hear me talking. She spoke about my introduction twice, TEDx global speeches. All this was totally impossible for me. But when we make things possible, it does happen. Whatever we set our eyes on, it does happen. Then I was selected as one of the top 5 women in HR, and Leena Nair and I were on the same frame. Most of you would know Leena Nair. If not, please Google. And that day she sent me a LinkedIn invite and I was like, wow. So anything is possible. Everything is possible. We just have to focus on what we want to achieve. So here's the formula SAY. And if you look at the screen, you see there is a very hard shell for this animal. We have to move away from this shell. We have to break away this shell. And that's where we start living life fully. So say is a very simple thing and it starts with self-leadership. My mantra has been that we have to take charge of our life. We have to be chief, captain, and CEO. Like there is a very famous saying that we have to take charge. We have to be captain of this life. Nobody else can do it for us. So the first say is self-leadership. SAY. Self-leadership is first S. Now, this first S, self-leadership, how do we achieve it? So first thing is self-awareness. Now tell me again a question. How many of you think that you are self-aware? Say yes in the chat box if you are self-aware. Okay. And say no in the chat box. I would like to see how many of us are saying what. Sunny ji, you will be definitely self-aware. You do the scanning and you get to know how the mind is wired. So I'm sure you are self-aware. Okay, so we have mostly yeses for self-awareness. And there's one, Runali says partially. And if I have to put my thing, I would say no. And why I would say no, I'll bring up some data here. So just like we are doing this survey, Harvard University also did it. And they asked everybody around that, how do you think you are self-aware? Around 90% people said, yes, we are self-aware. And when they started digging deeper, they realized it's only 5 to 10% people who really know themselves. Self-awareness is the most difficult thing in this world. So here's what the survey says. 95% think they are self-aware. 15% are actually aware. And 99% people said we have actually worked with someone who does not know themselves, who do not know how do they show up in a particular meeting. They don't understand others' emotion. They are not able to work in a team. So they totally don't know what they are actually. And tell me, have you not met with any such person? Say yes if you have worked with one such boss, colleague, family member who do not know who they are and how they are behaving. Say why in the chat box. Yes, so Sham Sundar says yes. Shipra also says. So most of us would have done it, at least one person in our life. So that one person can be us as well. So let's start with self-awareness. And how do we bring in self-awareness? One method we know. Sunny masters it. So he's smiling and he's telling, if you want to improve it, you can come to me. That is one thing, psychometric tools and brain map, definitely. I have also done it with Sunny and the insights were really very helpful. So I would definitely encourage you to go for it. The second thing is reflection. Every day towards the end of the day, we can go about reflecting how the day went. Say, for example, I'm doing this speech, I can go back and see if there's recording available, how the speech went, what could have been changed. And by doing that, I would be mastering it every single time, right? So self-reflection, but remember, there is a lot of drama when we do self-reflection. Why? Because we do self-reflection with why. And we say, why this happened? Why did I do it? And the moment we enter a drama, we are always in perpetual form of drama, right? So what we have to do, stay away from why and enter what. What I can change. What can I do next time? What can I do better? So that is second method of self-awareness. And third method is feedback. And I have got benefited from feedback a lot. I started this process many years ago, and the first time feedback came in, it was a slap on my face. I had included 26 people to ask them about myself, how do I behave, and all of that. And my daughter was around 7, 8 years at that point of time. The ratings were between 1 to 10, and she had to evaluate me on various parameters. To my shock, most of the ratings were around 3 and 4, 10 being highest. So it came as a shocker, but I realized that how I do not know myself and how she really helped me understand. And likewise with my colleagues also, a lot of changes happened from there on. And that is an annual process which I undertake. I try to understand regular feedback also and as a process also. So yes, Shibra, I'll tell you the parameters separately. But yes, if you want to do it, you can figure out about two things: strengths and weaknesses. And how do you show up in a so any area that you are focusing on. For example, I was focusing on executive presence at workplace, so I asked questions pertaining to that. As we know, executive presence has three things: communication, gravitas, and your appearance. And at home, I was talking about relationships. So how do I connect with you? How do I respond when you say something which is not acceptable to me? How many times I am angry, and rest of it. So any area that you are working on, you can pick up questions from there. So this is about S part of SAY. S is self leadership, take charge. And how do you go about self leadership? Number one, self awareness. What are the tools for self awareness? Sunny is first tool. Second tool is feedback. And third tool is reflection. But avoid drama of why in reflection. Always go for what can be done better. So this is S of SAY. Let's move on to next, which is A. Now, A is accepting new mental models. Now, what are mental models? Second one is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is the moment we get to know who we are, we start hating ourselves. And I've seen it even in the Strength Finder report. You are aware about Strength Finder report? You would have seen it. So I've seen people coming to me and telling that I thought I should be good at communication skills, but my report says I am good at, execution. I didn't want this as my strength. So we cry even with our strengths, forget about our areas of improvement, right? Because this is how we have been told since childhood, that we have to always look at our areas of improvement. So this becomes a very difficult task once you get to know, like when my daughter rated me 3, to a certain extent, I hated myself, that what kind of mom am I? So you have to go through this phase and you have to start accepting yourself. This is how I am, and be on the journey of continuous improvement. Because if you start rejecting yourself, you will be derailed. You would not be able to move forward from there on the path of next S, which is self growth. So self leadership, self awareness is the first step. Once you know yourself, you realize you are not as good as you thought, and you start hating yourself. Once you start accepting yourself, that is the second step. You have to be on the path of self growth. Now, how do we go about self growth? So again, 2, 3 things that have helped me. Number one, accepting new mental models. Now, what are mental models? Mental models are the stories, narratives that we have been told, and this is how we look at the world. So some example of, like I said, I have been to 7 states in India. And when I went to Northeast, which is Guwahati, Assam is where I lived for quite some time. And when I went there in the morning, when I woke up, I generally wake up early. And when I woke up, I was like, it should be 8 or 9 o'clock. And how am I so late in waking up this morning? When I looked at the watch, it was 6:30 in the morning, or even lesser than that, because sun rises from east, right? So it is always, the day starts very, very early. Now in the evening time, so I went there right after my marriage, and that was another story from creating possibilities. Because when I went to Guwahati right after completing my engineering, people told me your career is already over, because Assam you are not going to get a job, and forget about it. Start investing in building up your family. बच्चे बच्चे पैदा कर लो, and this is what you can do. Women will be smiling. They would have heard some such stories or dialogues sometimes. So this is what I was told, because it was Guwahati. But again, possibilities, when we try, even the world supports us. I believe in it very, very highly, that when I'm putting in efforts, even universe is supporting me. So I could make a career starting from Assam. But when I went in the evening, we were building up our home, and when we went to the market in the evening, 6:30 everything was closed. So that was a new mental model, that day can start at 5 a.m. in the morning, and everything can get closed at 6:30 p.m. in the evening. Likewise, all of us would have seen a different mental models, but we have to accept it. Another example that I got was during my NLP practitioner classes. So I am very organized and planning and all of that. I'm very much into it. But my daughter, again, bringing her story, because that's a very close relationship we share. So we bought very well, but there was one thing which was not connecting us, and rather it was leading to a lot of fights. So she will put things everywhere, and she will say that this is kind of organized mess. So that was a new term I heard, organized mess. I'm sure your kids must be using it now. So she would put everything anywhere, and I would not like it. I want it very, very clean. So that was leading to a lot of disconnect between us. We were fighting on it. So when I was in the NLP class, Pooja, you will relate, we spoke about NLP just now. This trainer asked me, why do you think that you need to be organized? Think about it. So when I looked into it, and I looked at my beliefs, I realized that I had a belief that if you are not organized, you are not very planned and clean and all of that, you would not grow in your life. Because this is what I was told since childhood, that you need to be very, very organized to have a career pathing and have a growth in corporates. So I was thinking that my daughter would not reach a successful life, will not have a successful life, because she is not organized. She does not put things at right place since childhood, right? And then the trainer asked me, the facilitator asked me that, can you think of anybody who is not as organized as you define it, and yet they are successful, they are high in their careers, whatever they are doing, because success is different for everyone. Everyone has a different definition. So I looked around who all I work with, I have worked with, I have been to, and I realized that I have been to one CEO and one CFO's cabin, where you will have to move things first to sit there. So that can be a level of being disorganized, and yet they are where they are. One is a very senior level CEO, and another one is around has worked with all big fours, and also a very, very successful CFO. That day I accepted that there are mental models, and mental models can be totally different for people, and you have to accept. So since then, my daughter and I have accepted it. And the formula is, there is a storeroom kind of place. We live in Mumbai, not very big house, but in her cupboard, we have created a storeroom. Whatever is kept outside, I can put it there. So I feel good that home is clean, and she is happy because nobody is questioning her. So we created a kind of arrangement, and now we are happy with this arrangement. So accepting mental models is very important, be it at workplace, be it at home, because everyone looks at world differently, and that's where I learned that success is also different for everyone. So that is accepting new mental models. Everyone is different and we have to accept that. Then diversity of thoughts. And here I would like to bring up networking, because one, I'm seeing a major portion of women here, and I have struggled with networking, literally struggled. I would not go to any networking meetups. I would run away. Like I told you, my kind of personality that I had. And I had this belief also that I'm coming from a village. I cannot talk to these people. They are much smarter than me. So it took me very, very long time to come out of that. And there were situations that my bosses realized it and they pushed me to networking events. What I would do, go there and sit at a place where nobody can see me. Even despite that effort, somebody reaches out to me, I will give them my visiting card and run away as soon as possible. This is how I used to network. And now I have written a book and I organize also networking meetups. So things can change again, but we have to remember that we don't have to connect only with a homogeneous set of people. Say, I am a HR professional. I should not connect only with HRs. I should connect with every other kind of professional as well, because I would not get diversity of thoughts. If I'm always amongst HR professionals and trainers, I would have one thought process. But if I connect with business, I would get another thought process. And how did I get to understand this even better? Because I picked up a role in marketing 2 years ago. And I realized that world is totally different when you look at it from angle of marketing or any other role rather than HR. So always remember, when we have to grow ourselves, we have to network. Number one, very, very important. There is no success without people. Success is only about connecting with people. And second, we have to connect with heterogeneous set of people. So be in the groups. Like this is a very good platform, Toastmaster platform. People come from various functions, various roles, and we all come together. Likewise, my groups also, we all have heterogeneous groups. It's not that only HR professionals can be part of it. So that is diversity of thoughts. And get out of comfort zone, we have heard. But I would really love to hear an example of getting out of comfort zone. I shared my examples. Networking was one of the things. Speaking English was second thing. And public speaking was third thing. But any examples from you? Anyone would like to unmute and share? Uh, we always say, move out of comfort zone. You will never grow. But what is that comfort zone? Have you ever experienced? Yeah. So who would like to go first? I don't know. What is the protocol? Okay.
May I, Rajni?
Yeah,
Sure.
please.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Actually, for me, it was money. I have never ever invested in myself. I never knew कि ऐसा भी कुछ होता है, investment भी कुछ होता है. तो 2.5 years back, the first amount which I just could feel like, अच्छा 200 रुपए तो खर्च कर ही सकती हूँ. So that was my thinking. I just entered, paid the 200 rupees, and now I am the same person who is paying the 2 lakh.
Awesome.
So
Wonderful.
this is
Give her a
my
big hand.
transformation.
Yeah. So
Thank
that's our
you so much.
relationship with money. Yeah. Relationship with money is very important, and how our beliefs have been told. So if we have been told only save, then we behave like that. But if we have been told you can earn and then you can spend, then our thought process changes. Thank you so much, Rajni, for sharing. One more we can take. Any man? So we have inclusion. Anyone would like to talk about it? Yes, Sunny, please.
Moving from low ticket to high ticket was a big thing for us. And I had a freebie mindset also, getting all the products free. You know, I'm a brand, I have LinkedIn followers, and then investing on myself. This is a big change that has come in me.
Yeah, that's wonderful, because even B2C, B2B becomes a challenge, right? And for you, even the tickets are very, very different. The kind of branding you need to do, the kind of selling you need to do, everything changes. So you are very comfortable in with one set of people, but the moment you enter the next level or next zone, you have to change everything. So wonderful examples. And yes, we have
very easy to hide behind NGO. You know,
Yes.
when ma'am used to talk about cruise, मैंने कहा अभी तक desire है इनको. बस की नहीं थी ना अपनी.
Yeah, very easy to say that this is working good. I'm okay with it. Why should I change? Very well said. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So let's move on. And I want another example here as well, which is unlearning. Yeah, this is also a cliche, and everyone says unlearn, relearn, learn. But have you ever done any unlearning? Any examples here? Yes, yeah, Sham, yes.
See, actually, what happens, we in our chase for the career or in our chase for the growth, we do a lot of unwanted things.
Yeah.
For example, now we accept whatever says yes, we need to accept it. Whether it likes, it comes to our likes, it doesn't, whether we don't like, we keep mentioning that, okay, yes, yes, yes. So one thing which I'm trying to, even now, if I'm trying to say or trying to make myself comfortable to unlearn and not to say yes, but put down myself, put down my foot and say no. That's exactly what I'm trying to learn.
Yeah, wonderful. Because saying no at times is critical. Say no to something which is not helping you and say yes to whatever is toward taking you towards your goal. So wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Any more examples? Yes, Roshan.
So I'm the head of a training department in an aviation company, in an airline. And I've been training for many, many years. So initially, PowerPoint was my best friend. And everything was like on PowerPoint. And we used to really get supported by PowerPoint. And it was just like a part of the training every time. But now with this, moving forward, now there's so many other tools other than PowerPoint. You can also have LMS training, everything is online. And then the attention span of the students also has dramatically changed. So we're really trying to unlearn our old habits and, learn again on how to adapt to the new training methods. So I think that for me has been a challenge for me and my team. We constantly are adapting. And as you said, we need to keep changing because change is the name of the game.
Yeah, yes. Thank you for sharing, Roshan. Yes, and during COVID also, first time we came on Zoom and we were not aware how to manage it. But today we do so many things over Zoom and there are functionalities also. Now I see AI also on Zoom. So yes, that's how we unlearn and learn something new. Another everyday example is what I went through was automatic to manual car, right? Everything you have to unlearn and then you have to relearn. Anybody would like to quickly share example of automatic to manual? Sorry, manual to automatic car. How was your experience?
I had to
Kitna time laga? Yeah.
I had to do it the other way. In Dubai, it was automatic. When I shifted here, it was manual.
Okay.
So that was absolutely
That is a task.
It was a task.
So ज़्यादातर तो गाड़ी बंद हो जाती होगी.
I banged a lot of walls, but it just I took a second-hand Maruti, I still remember, and I tried all the banging there, and then I took my new car.
That's a wonderful example because when we move from one mode to another, whether this or vice versa, there is always. So we do it, we keep unlearning all the time. We keep learning, relearning all the time, and we have to consciously do it is the requirement for us. Okay, and then the power of yet. So there's a school in Chicago who grades you not yet if you do not pass a particular semester or trimester. Now there is a difference between failing and not yet. Anybody would like to share an example of not failing but not yet? Any journey where you were learning something and you were like, nahi hoga mujhse, but then you told yourself it's not as yet, but I am going to do it. Any examples? Yes, Mamta.
Yeah, I hate public speaking. So I have tried many times, but still, not yet. That is a journey which I'm going through now with the Club Toasted.
Yeah, awesome. And I am with you. There have been multiple instances, embarrassing instances, but I told myself not yet and I will do it. And I would say you are speaking well, Mamta. So keep be on the journey, and you would be there very, very soon. It's a continuous journey. We will never say we have reached yet, right? Every time we have to learn something new, new technology, new technique to deliver a presentation. One more example quickly, and then we close it. Yes, Nidhi.
So I just want to say that for me, it is about my weight loss journey. So I always tried, I failed. I always tried, I failed. I kept, looking for new ways to reduce my weight, to become fit. But then I shifted my focus from losing weight to just becoming, healthy and strong. So I'm not there yet, but I am, far better from what I was. So that is there for
Wonderful.
me. So slowly now my weight has started reducing finally in the last 2 months. So after so many years,
All the
12
best,
or
and
13
you
years.
will be there very soon. So for me, the example is learning English, like I said, and it took a lot of efforts. Lot many times I thought नहीं हो रहा है, नहीं कर पाऊंगी, छोड़ दो, क्या होता है, growth नहीं होगी. But finally, I had to do it, and I could do it. So we know when we say power of yet, we say we are in the growth mindset where challenges, where mistakes are part of life, and we have to embrace them, learn from them, and move forward. And it can be very embarrassing at times. Like I remember just 4 years ago when we were doing rosters for COVID. Everybody will remember this word because not everyone could go to office. Some of you, everybody would have operated from home, but I come from banking. So banking, we had to create rosters for people to be in office. So I was presenting it to the board, and I had to tell board what am I organizing, how am I organizing, so that staff, very few, a skeleton staff is in office, and yet our things happen. So the spelling of roster, I wrote ROASTER, and everybody was in laugh because the meaning totally changed. So even that kind of embarrassing mistakes we can make, but we have to always remember that mistakes are part of life, failures are part of life. Abhi nahi ho raha hai, kabhi to hoga. And that's how things happen. And Sunny talked about LinkedIn. Even LinkedIn journey, I would like to talk about very quickly, because that's one platform that can give you a lot of people connect. And I truly believe it's all about people. It's your success is all about connecting with right set of people. Definitely your efforts. So I started my LinkedIn journey in 2020. शुरू में नहीं हो रहा है. I spent around 3-4 hours every day to write post, but slowly things started resonating, and today I'm glad to share that I have around 71,000 followers on LinkedIn, and the journey has been wonderful. That's how I connected with Sunny also. So each and every connect that I have got through LinkedIn is truly precious for me. And I would definitely tell you, if you are not on the platform, or you're not active on the platform, utilize it to the fullest. So that's fixed mindset and growth mindset. Fixed mindset, we just think that kuch nahi ho raha hai, we can't do anything anymore. In growth mindset, I couldn't reach this level, but I would soon be there. So that's an example of these two, Beyonce and Demosthenes. So I told you about self-reflection. What Beyonce does is exactly the same thing that we spoke about. After every performance, she will check her videos, and she will figure out what could change in the crew, how she could change it, and she will give uh, pools of notes to her team. And every second and next day they will try to apply again, she will do it. So it's a very important routine for her in terms of improving her performance. That's how she said in an interview, and I was really impressed by it, that even at her level she's continuously working on it, continuously improving upon herself. And this Greek uh, lawyer, so he was a lawyer, but he had lisp disease. So his speech was not clear. What he would do is hang a sword, and every time there was an involuntary movement of the shoulder, every time there is a movement, the sword will hit him here. I'm not promoting anything, any extreme measures like this. I'm just citing an example how we need to spend time on it. Because how do we learn? We don't learn with practice, we learn with deliberate practice, and that is an example of deliberate practice. At that time, courtrooms were very noisy, and there were no mics, right? So he would come on the shore of the sea and try to shout so that his voice reaches the other side of the shore. That's how he improved upon himself, and today we are talking about him because he utilized deliberate practice. So whenever we are trying to learn something, we are talking about unlearning, learning, and relearning. The method is reflection and deliberate practice. If we practice incorrectly, we will learn it incorrectly. So remember, we don't learn by practice. We say practice makes perfect, but practice does not makes perfect. It's deliberate practice that leads to best results. So that's what I would like to say and stop here. I think I took some additional time. I'm sorry about that, but I wanted to share my mantra of life. So SAY, self leadership. A is accepting new mental model, and Y is power of yet. Thank you so much.
That was incredibly inspiring and spine-tingling talk, Gauri. I invite our President Shyam Sundar to present Gauri Das with the Certificate of Appreciation.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. Please unmute yourself and express your feeling for our KEO special session narrator, Gauri Das. Thank you very much, Gauri Das, for taking your time and coming over here and sharing your experience. It's not just a preaching experience, but it is the life skill what you have really given to all of us. I'm sure a lot of people have got different takeaways, and I encourage all of you to please connect with Gauri Das for further details, further any life skill experience you want, or anything, any help you want. I think I have the rights to say so, Gauri.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I would definitely love to connect.
With that, this is a small token of appreciation from all of us here in Club Toasted. Thank you very much for coming over here. And this certificate truly deserves Gauri Das. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Now, back to you, Mamata.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, as the Toastmasters of the day.
Just one message here. Please, you can all leave the message for Gauri, for her to take away from this evening. And of course, you can also personally connect. And Gauri, I would, if possible, I request you to stay towards till the end of the meeting. Over to you, Mamata.
Yeah, I would have loved to, but Ganesha Aarti is, yeah.
Carry on, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, as Toastmasters of the day, it's my duty to introduce the role bearers who will assist me running today's session. To keep up the time spent by each speaker, please help me welcome the timer of today's meeting, Beena Srivatsava. Beena is a mind coach and NLP master practitioner, founder of Change Simply, known on social media as mind coaching programs, which combine Western and ancient Vedic sciences. This is not her profession, but her purpose in life, and her relentless dedication to helping men and women around the world understand the power of mind. Over to you, Toastmaster Beena.
Thank you, Madam TMOD. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Imagine this. You have prepared a speech for a contest, and you have been so diligent in your practice. Just as we learned from Gauri, you deliberately practiced a lot. And you went on that day for your presentation on that stage, completely charged to rock on the stage. Deep down, you had a voice telling you are going to make it happen. You're going to win it. And then you gave your best. You were also watching the performances of other fellow participants. After watching them, your surety of the mind grew even more. You felt this time I'm going to be the winner of this championship. And then came the time when the results had to happen. Your heart was bouncing, and you were so deeply convinced that I'm going to make it the first place this time. And you know what happened? The announcer said that you haven't been able to make it because you got disqualified by the timings. Your speech was supposed to be within 15 minutes and you finished at 15 minutes and 30 seconds. How disheartening is that? Can you imagine for yourself? That is the importance of time. And that is my role for today in this meeting. My role as a timer is to keep all the time of the speakers and ensure that everyone speaks within their allotted time slot. To help me do this, I have 3 colored backgrounds with me. I will show a green background when the speaker hits the qualifying time, yellow when the speaker hits the target time, and red when the speaker has reached the target, reached the end of the allotted time. So for the speeches, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll raise the green card at 5th minute, yellow card at 6th minute, and red card at 7th minute. For table topics, it's 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show green background at 1 minute, yellow background at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red background at 2 minutes. We do have a grace period of 30 seconds, but I'm sure because we all understand the importance, we are all going to make it happen within the time limit. Over to you, Madam Tiamod.
Thank you, Beena. To track good and not so good usage of grammar, we have the grammarian of the day, Ruchita. Ruchita is an NLP master practitioner, communication coach, and career mentor for tweens and teens. Ruchita, please all, you can come and join.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear guests. As a grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers and listening carefully to their language usage. As a grammarian, I will take note of any misuse as well as outstanding usage of English language. It is also my duty to introduce word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word is infiltration. The word is infiltrate, which means secretly entering or gaining access to a place with an intent to gather information or to influence it from within. The example of infiltrate is continuously self-improvement occurs. Continuously self-improvement occurs when you allow positive habits to infiltrate every aspect of your work and daily routine. At the end, when Ma'am Toastmaster will allow me, I will share my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruchita. To keep track of the R's and M's, during the meeting, we had the R counter of the day, Toastmasters, and our president, Shyam Sundar. Over to you, Shyam.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guest, and also my dear friends. My job as an R counter is to do the same, what I'm doing right now. Just to follow all the glitches and hitches that we try to say in the meeting, to catch up on that and give a report on a silence, a pause, repetition of words, I'll record these filler words and I'll be giving my report when I'm called upon by general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Shyam. Let's move into the prepared speakers section. The first speaker is Sunny Nagpal. For this round, he will be attending level project 3 from the dynamic leadership path. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Rabi Chandra. Rabi, I request you to please read out the speech objectives.
Am I audible? Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, a warm welcome to all. Today, our star speaker, Mr. Sunny Nagpal, is going to deliver his level 3 project 2 under dynamic leadership. The purpose of his speech is to connect with storytelling. This is the practice of using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. And his speech title is I Was a Liar. Somehow I believe it because his statements are he loves children and children love him. And undoubtedly, whoever is lovable by children, they are lovable by beautiful ladies also. But he never said that. He's a charismatic leader and vibrant man, and his speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish all the best for him. Thank you. Over to you.
Over to the Toastmasters of the day, I believe, to introduce Sunny.
Sunny's introduction is over, so he can take over.
Perfect.
Good evening, Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, the intelligent ones, the ones who are looking at me as though I'm going to deliver the final speech of my life. And dear guests, I have a confession to make. I was a liar. Not the one who will deceive others and make fun and want to take out information from others or take out money from others. But I was lying to my own self. I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I can't do this. Prepared speech. No. Toastmasters. No. All these lies I have fed myself for decades. Have you also fed these lies to yourself? Not good enough? I cannot do this. So trust me, all these are just lies. I invented myself. And the truth is, we can change our life. In 2018, I entered a training room where all intelligent people like you were sitting. And there was one man like our president, T.M. Shah, in a code. He did not use props, but he told me, Sunny, there's a great theory called as Holland theory. And there are people who are very good with fine motor skills. They are realistic. Said, wow, you know those aunties who cook well, but before that they have to cut the vegetables. And they call their husband, can you cut the vegetables? I'll cook. So they call their husbands to cut the vegetables. And there are good husbands in India who help their wives cut the vegetables. That's realistic. But the story doesn't end here. The wife says, "Oh God, why did you cut big pieces? I want small pieces." And then the mother-in-law comes. "What are you cooking, guys? Yesterday we ate this. Why have you to cook this? Is this a good combination? Is this protein-rich diet? You're putting on weight, Sunny." I look at my tummy and say, yeah, she's right. Investigate it. There are people who use their brains. What to cook, when to cook. Yeah, there are maids as well, right? The story doesn't end here. The wives are very good. They still cook. And those people are artistic people. They cook very well. Wow. So we started with realistic, cutting vegetables, moving forward, investigative, what to cook, when to cook, how much to cook. Oh, you're getting a guest as well. Great. But then we need to present it well if guests are coming. Artistic abilities. And now there are people like Beena who cook extra for us with love. So then they call up, "Hey, I cooked butter chicken. Now it is extra. Can I send it to your house? Anyways, your dabbi is with me, the lunch box." Yeah. So now they distribute. That's social. You want to help others and you want to tell them, "Please taste. How is it?" We move forward. There are people like Toastmaster Pooja, ex-president, very good in networking. How can we turn this cooking into a business? Enterprising and crowd pulling, you see, getting more people for Toastmasters. So RIA, artistic, and then social, moving ahead, enterprising. You convert it into a business. Now the business is set. Profits have started coming. Beena is cooking very well. No, the other wives are also cooking very well. Because recession, COVID-19, we all need money for honey. Because our honey likes diamonds. So enterprising is set. We have started getting money now. TM Gilda enters Toastmaster. She says, "Sunny, process first. Send me the agenda." Conventional. After enterprising comes conventional. What do we do in conventional? Follow the process. Sergeant at Arms. Then DMOD. Oh, sorry. Sergeant at Arms invites the president. President invites the DMOD. So the right order. After the business is set, there's a process to be set. I discovered my strengths. That I can give impromptu speeches. I can be good in social. I can be good in investigative. Who's who? Diagnosis. I'm sure you must have gone into your subconscious, finding which is your strength. Is it cutting vegetables, the fine motor skills, the dismantling, or is it investigative, questioning, the coding, the money, where did the money go, how much to spend, or yes, this is a new dress I got, the yellow one, artistic or social, going and helping out in the world, enterprising, marketing, influencing, or systematically organizing. I invite you to stop telling lies, because all of us are born with this beautiful blend. I told you, we all have a recipe inside us, unique flavor. I challenge you to go out and shine on with your unique blend of Riyasi. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was. Thank you, Sunny. The second speaker is Priyam Sharma. For this round, she will be attempting Level 1, Project 2 from the Dynamic Leadership Path. Priyam Sharma is an ICF certified life and business coach and the author of the book 8 Amazing Life Hacks. To evaluate her speech, we have Toastmaster Runali Basak. Runali, I request you to please read out the speech objectives.
Thank you very much. And yes, I would be actually evaluating Priyam Sharma's speech for the day. Her pathway is dynamic leadership. The topic is writing with a purpose. And the title of the speech is The War Within. I would like to infiltrate in between wherever I can in order to just show, see where the kind of evaluation that should be taking place. And I hope that is taken as a very positive thing. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Priyam. Sure.
How many of you are fighting a battle right now that no one else knows about? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, I want to share my personal story, one I believe that most of you would relate to. It's a journey of overcoming fear and finding my true self. Growing up, I always believed that my parents knew what was best for me. They made decisions with my best interest at heart. And I trusted their wisdom completely. So when the time came for my marriage, I accepted their choice, feeling both hope and hesitation. Soon, however, I sensed something wasn't right. But I brushed it off, thinking they must know better. I tried to embrace my new life, new roles, new responsibilities, new expectations. The early days of my marriage were tough. My mornings were a blur of household chores, rituals, and running to work. My mother-in-law constantly criticized me, and my husband, influenced by her, would confront me. There was pressure on me to quit my job and focus solely on the home. It was all consuming. I felt trapped in a cage, built with the bricks of fear of disappointing my parents, fear of societal judgment, fear of how my choices would impact my sister's future. I was losing myself a little more each day, feeling defeated and without purpose. There were times I wanted to leave it all behind and run away from criticism and constant demands. But fear held me back, fear of being judged or rejected. I kept quiet until one day, something in me shifted. I stood up for myself. During yet another argument, I told my MIL, mother-in-law, do not underestimate me.
though I faced immediate backlash. But I had a sense of inner peace that I stood up for myself. Even after that moment of courage, fear still lingered. I questioned myself constantly. Then in 2018, I became a mother. Motherhood brought joy, but also new struggles. I was raising my son while battling severe back pain, and my decisions were constantly undermined by my mother-in-law, who was possessive of her grandchild. When I tried to assert what I thought was best for him, I faced criticism again. Then came a devastating blow. My son was diagnosed with ADHD. I blamed myself, feeling crushed. Life was overwhelming. Balancing my son's need while managing another pregnancy in 2021, I was holding on to the last shreds of my strength. By August 2022, I reached my breaking point. I left my job and home and my fears behind. I took my children and went to my parents' house. Not knowing what the future held, I had no plans, little money, and no clear direction. But I had one thing: courage. The courage to leave behind what was holding me back and seek peace. During those 3 months, something changed me. When I decided to return, it wasn't out of defeat or fear. I came back for the one person who truly cared, my father-in-law. And this time, I returned without fear. In conclusion, that day, I chose myself. I realized true freedom is not just about leaving a situation, it's about freeing yourself from fear. It's about choosing courage, speaking your truth, and finding the strength to live authentically. So today, I stand before you not as someone who has all the answers, but as someone who chose courage over fear. And that, my friend, is the first step toward personal freedom. Let's all take that step, face our fear, and choose courage, choose resilience, choose freedom, because beyond fear lies the life we are meant to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyam Sharma. Rome's construction spanned over several centuries, from its founding in 753 BC to its peak in the 2nd century AD. Rome developed into a complex civilization with intricate infrastructure, including roads, temples, and amphitheaters. The construction of famous landmarks such as Colosseum and the Pantheon took years of meticulous planning, engineering, and building. Achievements don't happen overnight. They are the result of consistent small efforts. This mindset helps maintain motivation and persistence, which all is the key to overcome challenges and achieving long-term goals. Achieving personal fitness goals like losing weight or building muscle is not instantaneous. It requires consistent exercise, a balanced diet, and an ongoing commitment to over for months or even years. Let's start our round 2 now with table topics. To provide us with the challenge for today's table topics round, we have the table topics master, Pooja Saran. Pooja will be introducing this session today. Pooja is a passionate Toastmasters who believes that the quality of life depends on the quality of communication with self first. Please help in welcoming the table topic master of the day, Pooja Saran.
Thank you so much, our Toastmasters of the day. I can see my timer just disappeared for a while and she's back. Before I give the details of what Toastmasters table topic is, let me quickly check if everything is okay with the timer, because that's the most important thing in table topics. Bina, timer, is everything cool? Are you in?
Yes, my system just stopped in between, so I just went out of the meeting and then I logged in again.
All right.
And now it's all right, yeah.
Perfect. So for the benefits of lovely, beautiful guests, I can see Arvind, so I will rather say handsome because I can't see any beautiful guest here on the camera. Asha, Shipra, Neelu, we would be needing you because this is, oh yes, I can see Nidhi. Thank you so much for being on the camera. We would love to have you on camera because this is the time where we can put some spotlight on you and see you shining bright. So again, for the benefits of guests, table topic session is an impromptu speech section wherein I, as a table topic master, is going to give you a topic and you would be expected to talk minimum 1 minute on that topic, 1.5 if you really like that topic, and 2 minutes is the maximum if you have everything to speak about on that topic. I will give you 30 seconds grace if you have all the family also liking that topic. But after 30 seconds, I think my timer would either log off or we will jump to other one. So 2 minutes, 30 seconds is the max that you have. We are expecting, of course, 1 minute to be the good space for it. Now, again, because it's an impromptu and I'm expecting, because these are guests and I'm going to call all the guests here, please be ready. This topic can be your personal opinion. You can have your topic with the beginning and with the middle and the winding up to it. You can also share your personal experience and you can wind up with a takeaway. It's absolutely your call to it. And because I want you to see how it is done, I will call an experienced Toastmasters first to show you how it is done the best way. So my table topic theme is depending and completely on the theme of the day today. And what's the theme of the day today? Unmute and tell me.
Rome was not built in a day.
So any guesses what is the table topic all about?
How we achieve our goals over a period of time.
That's too boring. You know I'm not boring. So today you are going to be the god and goddesses of the Rome. You know, all the Rome gods, the Zeus, the Neptune, and the Pluto, and the Jupiter, and the goddess of beauty, Venus. So I'm going to give you one goddess throne and the crown today. And you will have 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds and 2 minutes and 2 minutes 30 seconds to do whatever. Pass a rule or what you would do if you become a god and goddess for that particular day. If you are that god or goddess for one particular day, what would you do? Are we all clear? Give me a thumbs up. Brilliant. So let me invite our... Okay, when you're speaking, I will put the slides down so that we have a spotlight very clear on the speaker. Let me quickly invite our first table topic speaker. That is our shiny, bright Roshan Sukheja. Are you ready, Roshan?
Yes, I am. I just can't see the timer. Sorry, just 1 second. I can't see the timer. Can I just pin the timer?
Please pin the timer. Yes, thank you so much. And while you're pinning the timer, I know you're cheating also because the topic
No,
is in front of you.
I don't know how to pin the timer. I'm afraid to say that, but Okay, please give me a little buzz if I'm going over time. I'll try to wrap
Yes,
it up.
we
I
will
can't see
do
the
that. I hope you can see the slide.
Yes,
You are Neptune. I'm giving you the crown of Neptune today, the god of sea. You are the god of sea, Neptune today. What would you like to do? Roshan Sukheja, Neptune, Roshan Sukheja, over to you.
The sea gives life. Life to so many creatures that live under it. And we as humans have the power to end that life by filling that beautiful sea with plastic. So if I was Neptune, the god of the sea, I would create a rule and make magic with my magical wand that if anyone throws plastic into the sea, turn them into a fish and make them swallow that same plastic. That would be the rule that I would create. Because in that way, first, the person who does it gets punished. Looking at him turning into a fish and then swallowing plastic and getting all that muck inside, others would learn from it. And the sea would be clear and beautiful and full of life again. I recently went to the Maldives, and there are so many beautiful creatures in that sea that I was mesmerized. I did not even imagine that there could be fish that color, like this is rainbow fish, all colors. And we humans just take it for granted. We pray and we throw all the things in the sea. We take a shower, we throw everything in the sea, and we don't consider. Luckily, now things are moving, awareness is increasing, and hopefully the god of sea, Neptune, is watching, because soon I, the god of Neptune, will wreak havoc on everyone if you don't stop littering plastic into the sea. Over to you, topics master of the day.
Hail Neptune. Done. Absolutely no more straws in the sea, or you'll have to gulp it down. Thank you so much. Let me quickly go to a guest. Nidhi, are you ready to be a god or goddess? Brilliant.
Yes.
I love this. Yes. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. And Nidhi today is crowned as Apollo. Apollo, the god of music and the god of sun. I give you the crown of Apollo. Nidhi, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Pooja, and thank you everyone for this opportunity. So, let's see. God of, can you please show the slide again? God of sun and?
God of music and God of sun. You can choose any.
Music and sun. Okay, I'll choose God of sun.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, God of sun, if I would be crowned as God of sun, let's say for 24 hours or for today, the things that I would choose to do, firstly, sun is, everybody knows it's very, very important. It's life-giving, it is nurturing all the plants and everything, the human life, the whole life circle revolves around that. So it is something very, very precious and beautiful. But also there is this human nature that whatever we are given and whatever we are given for free, we do not value and respect that. We do not appreciate it enough, right? So if I were crowned the god of sun for a day, I would go ahead and make some rules so that people would recognize and appreciate and understand whatever it's being, whatever the human race is given for free, right? So firstly, let's look at it that we do not acknowledge, the climate changes that's going on right now, right? The weather is getting extreme, and I can relate to it personally because I'm here in Uttar Kashi, and Roshan just spoke about being the god of sea, and I totally agree. I see every day tourists coming and littering the everything into the sea. So, and similarly, there is a big hole in the ozone layer, and all of that UV rays coming in, and those things are happening. It's we are creating havoc and playing with the environment recklessly. So I would like to make certain rules around that and stop all the activities that are very, very harmful for nature. And I see that the timer is on now. Okay. So red flag. So I would create some rules around that and, ensure that people learn to understand and respect what is being given for by nature for free, right? And value that and appreciate it. So I think that is about it. So those rules can be created, and we as human beings would learn to appreciate and understand. I think the environment can come back to the way it was earlier, and now how it is, changing right now. So the changes are really extreme, and I can just share if 30 seconds more are allowed. Bina, is that okay? So just an example, because I'm living here in Uttarkashi in the mountains, and these days you must have heard in the news and everything. The weather is really, really extreme. And I've stayed here, 4 years earlier also, and this is my second tenure here in Uttarkashi. My husband is in defense services, so we are posted over here. So 6 years I have stayed here in this place on this axis. And the changes that I have seen on this last 6 years, are very, very extreme. And people do not recognize how they are coming just reel banane ke liye, ya just for tourism sake. It's called the yatra, this is the yatra route. So I'm on the way to Gangotri, and people are coming here recklessly, not understanding how much capacity is. Mountains ki capacity hoti hai usko lene ki. So I know from sun I've shifted to the totally changed the topic, but what I'm trying to say, overall climate change is getting impacted very badly, and we all need to work together. So let's work around that and respect whatever we is given freely, be it air or sunlight or whatever, or water, everything. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Looks like both the gods are just getting too serious. We need some fun god now. Okay, so let me quickly invite Arvind. I hope it's a fun god for you, and I hope you do some fun stuff. Arvind, are you ready?
Yeah, thank you. I'm ready.
Okay, let's see what comes. Oh my God, a guy gets Venus. Brilliant. So you are Venus, goddess of beauty today. What would you do if you be Venus, goddess of beauty? I hope it's more fun. Over to you, Venus.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you once again. If I am the goddess of beauty, yeah. Just give me a second also to think about it. Sorry for taking the time. If maybe I have some friends also, like they not friends also, my brother, my relatives also. They will say that some of my friends relatives, they will say some are not fair enough. So I would prefer that all should be having some kind of beauty. Like there is a saying like beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So whoever sees in their point of view, they will be having some beauty. That's all. Thank you. I'm not getting more words.
Thank you so much. I believe you would have, if I would you, I would be asking all the beautiful ladies around me. Looks like your wife is not around, or maybe around. That's the reason you chose a very safest thing. Thank you so much, Arvind, for giving us such a beautiful food for thought. Let's go ahead and let me quickly invite our next guest. Shipra, are you in? Shipra or Neelu? Shipra, are you in?
Yes.
Brilliant. Let's see whether you get a god or a goddess. Oh, you're Athena, the goddess of wisdom today. So the goddess of wisdom, Shipra, goddess of wisdom, Athena, over to you. What would you do?
Thank you so much. If I would be the goddess of wisdom, then I would like to give the wisdom to everyone, because I think wisdom is one thing that we have for lifetimes also. So I would like that everybody should have the wisdom, that everybody should know that how to treat each other, how to speak with each other, to talk respectfully with each other, and the wisdom of communicating, connecting, the wisdom of love, the love language, and all these wisdom I would like to give people. And also I would like to tell the children, that if they would have a wisdom of the studies, that they should study also. So that also.
Thank you so much, Shipra. Looks like Athena says join Toastmasters. Go ahead. I'll take your word, Athena. Thank you so much. I will pick the timer. Do we have another minute to take or we are well over time, I feel, right?
We are already running out of time.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed, and thank you all the serious gods and not so serious gods to be here and enlightening us from all your wisdom around. And I would especially give my salute to Athena, who says that we should be joining Toastmasters. And with this, I hand it over to my Toastmasters of the day. Mamta, over to you.
Thank you, Pooja. This was fabulous. As always, you have been, mind-blogging. Yeah. Thank you so much. The next part of our meeting is an important round of a Toastmasters meeting. In this round, constructive feedback is given to each speaker as well as to the overall conduct, so that members can benefit from the experience of evaluators and become better speakers. For this, we have our general evaluator, Shweta Raghuraman, to conduct this session. Shweta Raghuraman is a certified anti-money laundering specialist who is currently working as a consultant for internal audit at Protivity Middle East. She is a distinguished Toastmasters who is not just known for her creative initiatives, but she is also the most prolific speaker who has appeared in the district-wise as the international speaker and evaluation category. Fun fact about her, she is a polyglot and she's crazy about anything Japanese. Shweta Raghuraman is also one of the founding members of Club Toasted. Now, I hand it over to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Shweta Raghuraman.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Mamta, for that gracious introduction, although you have received it beforehand. So this is just a template for me to follow up for the gracious introduction that you've given for me. So thank you so much. So fellow Toastmasters and beloved guests, great evening, great night, great day, well, at whichever the part of world that you are from. I think I'm speaking without confirming that I am audible or visible. So can I get a thumbs up? Thank you so much. So to the people and especially to our guests who are very new to our meeting, let me tell you a bit about what the general evaluation segment or the evaluation segment of Toastmasters is all about. So my role as a general evaluator is to demonstrate feedback and to deliver feedback to ensure that the Toastmasters experience remains consistent and it consistently works on delivering the highest of the highest possible benchmarks in terms of quality of Toastmasters meeting experience. That is, we deliver feedback in a way that supports in your development and growth in your journey towards leadership and communication and Toastmasters collectively. Typically, in a club meeting, there are 3 different segments. Similarly, in a general evaluation segment, there are 3 different segments as well. First, I will be taking you on in the evaluation of prepared speech segment, where the assigned evaluators will be delivering their feedback on the prepared speaker's speech presentation. Followed by this will be the reports that I'll be rendering from the role players. And then I shall provide my take on the meeting tonight. So I hope it is clear for all of you. Don't worry, like the saying goes, feedback is the breakfast for all champions. In this case, for most of you, it will be dinner. I'm not sure if it will be as great as the modaks that you're having back home, but I hope you guys enjoyed, because it is something I believe which you will remember as you keep moving forward in your journey in Toastmasters, not only in Toastmasters, but in your life as such. All right, cool. You know, the thing is, I always wanted to infiltrate into Club Toasteds meeting after my sabbatical, but I never had an opportunity. But I'm really glad that I'm able to, you know, like get a role and just come back and see all of my friends here, you know, doing a completely great job for this club. So yeah, huge kudos to you guys. So now, without further delay, I am very much glad to proceed to the first segment of our general evaluation segment, which is the evaluation of the prepared speeches. And today, well, this evening, we had a wonderful speech presentations by 2 great speakers, that is Toastmaster Sunny and Toastmaster Priyam. And to proceed with the evaluation of the first speech of Toastmaster Sunny Nagpal on a speech entitled I Was Liar, I would like to introduce the evaluator for his speech presentation. That is none other than Toastmaster Rabi Chandra. He has been working in the finance division for last 20 years, and he loves reading, mountaineering, and also listening to podcasts. In addition, he's been interested in public speaking and motivational speeches for a very long time. Fun fact is, he did not just join Toastmasters very recently, but he has won the coveted title of being the 3rd place winner in DTAC Humorous Speech Contest for this year, which happened here in May 2024. So I would like to invite over Toastmaster Rabi to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Sunny. Over to you, Toastmaster Rabi.
Good evening once again. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. Today, our handsome and dynamic speaker, Mr. Sunny Nagpal, he met his project objectives. It was connecting the stories. He started with the engaging story and it captivated all of us. I also infiltrated in his personal life. He started with, I invented myself, which is a powerful sentence. Along with that, he also said that he did not lie to anybody else, but he lied to himself. He made all of us spellbound, and he took us along with him. For his speech evaluation, I have categorized in 2 sessions. One is for his content and one is for his delivery. His content, it was well organized and relatable story. All of us, we can learn from it. for the delivery part, he was absolutely charismatic, and most of the time his smiling face attracts us. He is clear, fluent, flawless. I have only two suggestions for him, one for content and one for delivery. For the content, even it was a message and takeaway message for all of us, somehow, in my opinion, it was not easily understandable. Like he connected some of the Toastmasters, because we are Toastmasters, we can understand easily. But for the guests who joined first time, for them, another story, personal story, for the common things would have been much easier to understand. And for his delivery part, sometimes I could not see his hand movements, hand gestures. It was not appearing in the screen properly. That's all, and we all know he is the author of the book, and he is a great leader. He is a champion speaker. He will take his speech to the accredited profound speaker level, and best of luck for him again. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ravi, for that very, very concise and a very standard evaluation on the contextual as well as the delivery aspect of Toastmaster Sunny's speech. One thing I would really like to, of course, add on to your evaluation is that Toastmaster Sunny really has a very good charisma, and like what he can what he can do is he can use it as that strength and use that strength to leverage it, even not only just in the way he delivers, but also in the contents of his speech as well. That is definitely a challenge that I am really looking forward for him to explore in his future speeches as well. So yeah, this is it. And now we are about to move on to the evaluation of the second speaker, Toastmaster Priyam. To evaluate Toastmaster Priyam's speech entitled The Silent War Within, I would like to introduce her assigned evaluator, Toastmaster Runali Bashak. So Toastmaster Runali, her name is very synonymous to Rumali Roti. I'm not sure if it is everyone's favorite dish, but definitely mine, because it's very light, very wafer thin, and it has a lot of layers in it. And similarly, she has a lot of layers to unfold as well. You know, her life has been very much smooth sailing in her early school years, but when she chose commerce in 11th and 12th, she thought it would be smooth, but then accountancy and math is something that kind of really didn't vibe with her. So she ended up going for arts, and she's aware, I would say that she's a very confident person, and she's always looking to maximize her potential as well. And I'm really looking forward to hearing her evaluation on the content and the delivery aspect of Toastmaster Priyam's speech. And I'd like to invite over Toastmaster Runali. Over to you, Toastmaster Runali.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. And I'm really honored to have this feedback from you. I mean, on what introduction you gave for me. Now, coming to Priyam's speech evaluation that has been given to me, I would like to begin by saying that she started the speech with a question. And that, I think, in the first place, actually makes a very good connect with the audience, where the audience feels that, okay, I should be thinking about it, I should be answering that question. So the involvement is right away there, you know, that is when she does it. Her intonation, see, I have actually assessed her on 4 or 5 parameters also. One is pronunciation, one is fluency. Then I have grammar and vocabulary also, apart from verbal and non-verbal communication parts. So her pronunciation, I think it's perfect, no problem with that. Fluency also, yes, definitely, given the fact that we are speaking to the audience, it is very good. And the vocabulary also was fine. And I have actually marked at some places like she used the, structure like built with a brick of fear. That was one thing that she said. So that is really very creative. And she at one place, I think, was a little, she might have lost that topic or something, but she managed the pause very well. She had a very smiling expression on her face, which again is a very good way of connecting with the audience. And her intonation was wonderful. Yes, now, had I been in her place, I would have taken care of one or two more things. Number one, her topic was, sorry, the title of her speech was The Silent War Within. Now, understandable that when a woman, when she gets married, when she has kids, and she has to face so many trials and tribulations uh, coming from the mother-in-law, or maybe when the child is, diagnosed with ADHD and all, she has to undertake a lot of turmoil and other things. Fine, but that thing uh, could have been that's what I feel, could have been a little more cohesive in the fabric of the storytelling part. And the way she presented was wonderful. Her eye contact would have been a little more, with the audience. And apart from that, I think, yeah, she missed out on the word infiltrated. That's the word of the day. And overall, I feel it was a wonderful presentation with a very good confidence that she displayed, good intonation, smiling expression, and the icing on the cake is definitely the question with which she began her speaking. That is, which led to the audience connect immediately. I think it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Donali, for that well-delivered and a very well-structured evaluation on the presentation of Toastmaster Priyam's speech. One thing I would like to add in your evaluation as well is Priyam's strength lies in her emotions, and I really liked how like she was able to bring her stories and the expressive element or in her speech as well. So Toastmaster Priyam's what she can do in her future speeches is make those emotions a bit more prominent. I think working on that prominence of that emotion will bring a more clarity and will bring more resonance to her speech as well, which will help the audience to even not just understand your message but to also feel your message as well. So this is a challenge for you also in the future speeches, which you could also include in your evaluation as well. But nevertheless, great job on the evaluation and great job on your speech as well, Toastmaster Priyam. So let us give a huge round of applause to both the evaluators and the speakers as well. So with this, we conclude the first segment of our general evaluation segment. And now we are moving on to the second segment where I will be rendering the report from our role players, starting with our counter, who's taken this role in the last minute, Toastmaster Sham. Over to you, Toastmaster Sham.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. A very, very, very good evening or good day to all the Toastmasters and fellow guests. I would like to give my report on the filler words counter. Well, I was very closely monitoring without any infiltration, especially on the speakers, whether are they going to use any kind of filler words. But to my surprise, I didn't find even one. Great job done by the speakers. More or less, all of them were not having any kind of filler words. However, I need to I have already noted a few of them with Mamata having more of us, which needs to be a little bit worked out. Nidhi in her speech has got a lot of filler words like, whatever, I think, pause, which gradually can be improved. Vijayan used it twice. Shipra also used it twice, and I know, and Ronali also need to work on that R counter. Apart from that, the entire meeting went on without any flaw. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sham, for that very precise report on your role that you've executed as the counter. Next, I would like to solicit the report from the timer, Toastmaster Beena. I would like to check with you how we are doing on the timing of the meeting and as well as in the other aspects as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Beena.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. To start with the speakers, Sunny Nagpal, he took 7 minutes and 10 seconds, slightly above time. Priyam Sharma took around 7 minutes because my system crashed. So by the time I came in, it was, I think RTMOD had already started. So I saw that it's still 7 minutes. So she spoke under 7 minutes, that much I know. And as far as stable topics are concerned, Roshan took 1 minute and 50 seconds. Arvind took 1 minute and 50 seconds. Shipra took 1 minute and 5 seconds. The only person who was slightly beyond time, that was Nidhi. She took 3 minutes and 40 seconds. But Rome was not built in a day, and we are all getting better with every meeting. So I'm sure next time, Nidhi, you'll be under time, and this was the first meeting. So we love you for your participation. As far as the meeting timings are concerned, we are 7 minutes behind the schedule, but I'm sure we did very well because in the beginning we lost a lot of time. Like it was, but then we were really fast and we managed everything. So that is from my side. Thank you, and over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Beena, for that very well sound report on the timing for the meeting. Let's give her a huge round of applause. And last but not the least, I just gave this person enough time to basically fill out her report as a grammarian. And I like to invite our Toastmaster Ruchita to please deliver your report. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Gratitude, greetings. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Grammarian is unable to connect. There's some technical error.
Okay, no problem. So, like, then shall we skip with the grammarian report, or has anyone taken?
Yeah, if it is allowed, we can skip.
Okay.
Thank
yes.
you.
So, no problem then. So I believe everyone would have used the word infiltrate. I think that's the only thing I counted, and that's what matters. So, we've made her happy offline and online as well. So yes, moving on. Now it's my turn to render the report on my take as the general evaluator on tonight's meeting. I would tell you that from my personal experience, how I've seen Club Toasted grow up 2 years back to now, Toasted has definitely excelled very well. And, like you guys have set a benchmark for quality online meetings like none as ever. And I'm really, really proud, not just as being one of the founders of the club, but also as a fellow Toastmaster or just an audience in general, to see such sound quality. Because not only the way the Zoom platform is being managed seamlessly, but also everything was very, very seamless. The handover takeover, how the technical glitches were managed, how the meeting was also full house, and how everyone was there to cover for everyone for any sort of mishaps. Especially when Veena was facing issues with timing, someone was already there to cover just for her. Like, many of these issues are being seamlessly covered, and this shows the amount of effort and the teamwork that happens within the XCOM and also the club as well. So kudos to that. So starting with the meeting started well on time, I suppose, and I believe Roshan has done her role as the sergeant at arms to the T and perfectly read out the missions, wrote the protocols, and the recordings has been enabled as well. So good job, Roshan. I was not there to oversee it, but I was there. But I joined exactly at 7:05 p.m. That's when our president Toastmaster Sham opened the meeting, and I was at least there, glad that I was there at that point. He basically opened the meeting. He introduced the guests very adequately. The meeting was full house tonight, and I was seeing like the record of 20 audiences or 20 meeting users were present, which is really good for a regular meeting in general. For especially, I know, even though it's a festive occasion for most of us tonight, and we are still making time for the meeting, so kudos for this dedication and all those stuff as well. I do understand we had a KEO session at first, and a significant amount of time would have been lost. I would say that the KEO session was very interesting, very interactive. I really liked the learn, unlearn, and relearn process, because I was technically relearning all these three things all over again, because this is technically this is the mantra that I also follow in my life, and I'm really impressed with what Gauri has presented in her keynote session. She engaged the audience very well. And I believe all of us had so much fun that even the time is lost, but it's fine. And it is what matters, because when you're having fun, when you're learning or listening to something, time gets lost. It's completely okay. It's very natural. Followed by that, the Toastmaster of the evening took the precedence and she introduced the role players effectively. The role players, you guys have done a great job in your roles, not only just the introductory part as well, but also in rendering your reports. My only suggestion is, now that we have lost significant time in the beginning, the time could be managed in your introductions. So whenever there are introductions and explaining what your role is, try to make it as short as possible. And I especially, this applies not only to other roles, but even to timers specifically, I would like to say is, we have the agenda in place. The agenda clearly outlines the timing sequence in the tabular format. Green for the minimum time, amber for the mid time, and red for the maximum time with the 30 seconds grace qualification. It is clearly outlined the agenda. So when you introduce, my role as a timer is to basically manage and to monitor the timing of the meeting. The timing sequence is explained in the agenda. Just say minimum time is green, mid is amber, and maximum is red. And you can just close it at that, because I do understand the guests need to be explained all of that. So you can just make it so short that you need not explain the timing for each sequence in your introduction itself. Like during the table topic segment, you re-explained that same point on the timing sequence of the table topic segment, which you did already explained in the beginning. So you see the time was lost in that. So try to keep your introductions, this is not just for the timer, but for other role players as well, keep your introductions as short as possible. For KEO speaker, we do understand they need a longer introduction because they're delivering a very important segment, and they need to be introduced appropriately. For other people like me, the general evaluator, or any regular Toastmasters, you can have a very short and a very crisp introduction. So in that way, you are able to save the time and then move on seamlessly to the following segment. And then I would like to say, for the Toastmaster of the day, you have done a great job. Just want to confirm, like, has any of the role players performed this role for the first time? Any first timers tonight?
I think Runali is the first
Yes.
timer, no?
Okay.
Runali is the first time.
Runali, yes. That's
Mamata is
nice.
also taking for the first time.
Oh, that's great. So Toastmaster Mamta, you have said a lie yourself, because you say that you don't like public speaking, but I don't think so. Because as a Toastmaster today, you have an ample of opportunity to speak throughout the meeting, and you are the voice of the meeting. And for you to speak that, for you to like live up to that role, means that you have overcome your dislike towards public speaking. So good job on that, and see, you are transforming. And yeah, you have really managed it very professionally, with introducing the people adequately, with basically keeping the show running perfectly as well. And besides that, I believe all the role players have done their role to the T. My challenge to the evaluators, the speech evaluators for the future, is try to add a challenge for the speaker. Like, I was able to, like, after you evaluate, I was able to add some comments on what the speaker should work on in the future. So try to add give a challenge to a speaker for them to work on, because if you add a challenge for them, then they will get more motivated. Not just motivated, but they will also be more serious in delivering the future speeches, and basically maintain that not just the same, but even a much better standard as well as a communicator. So try to have, when you provide them a challenge, make sure that challenge adds value to them, and that is something which is really relevant for the level that they're at, not only just in the pathways, but their level as a speaker and as a communicator as such. Because in these type of feedbacks, we are able to add value, not just for them as a speaker, but for the audience who are seeing as well. So then they will also know, like, how has this been identified. But don't worry, like they say, Rome is not built in a day. It takes time and takes a lot of experience. You need to listen to a lot of speeches to master this craft of identifying value based feedback, or giving value based challenge to a speaker. And once you keep listening to more speeches and delivering your evaluations, you will be able to master that. But it is fine, you guys did a great job in your evaluations as such. And yeah, the speakers have done a great job, and they have all stuck to the brief and the requirements of the project objectives. So great job on that. So yes, on the whole, a very great meeting, very seamless online meeting experience, really professional handlement and control. Just focus on time management aspect, and once we get that, then we will then Toasted will be somewhere, like my hands won't even be visible to the screen. So yes, with this I conclude my role as a general evaluator, and I hand over the control back to the Toastmaster of the evening. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Studies have shown that small, consistent actions create lasting habits. According to the research by James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, making small changes consistently can lead to significant transformative results over time. Every challenge, every bit of effort is part of the larger picture we are creating. So, dear Toastmasters, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are we. I'm handing over to our president, Shyam Sundar. Over to you, Shyam.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for our emerging and debutant Mamata Gopinath. What a wonderful job has been done. Well, believe me, it's the first time. And first time, everybody will be having butterflies in their stomach, mouth, heart, everywhere. But today, Mamata has proved herself that by taking a small change, a big impact can happen.
Shyam,
this is exactly what...
Second PMOD, because I did it long back on Himalayan trek.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's a great job done by TMOD Mamata. Thanks a lot for coming forward and taking over this role. For our guests, this is exactly what Toastmasters is all about. You will be called upon. You can take your roles as you want and explore yourself and be a better you. This is the platform where you can make mistakes, take the feedbacks, and implement, as our KEO speakers told today, a small changes which can bring a big impact in our life. Through this, we all can transform ourselves for a better leader, for a better speaker, and of course, a better fighter with our spouse. Do you agree? With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. And it's time for us to take a feedback, a small feedback from our guests before I close the meeting. And now let me start once again with our guest Nidhi to express herself on the meeting of today's evening. How did she feel about the meeting? Over to you, Nidhi.
Thank you, President Shyam. And I really enjoyed thoroughly throughout the session. I learned a lot of things today and got the opportunity to speak on the spot. So that was a little overwhelming for me. I also have a fear of public speaking, but I tried and I understand I use a lot of filler words. So I need to work on that. And the way the meeting was conducted, I think it was really, really amazing. And there is a lot that we can learn. If I continue to attend this, if given opportunity in future, I don't know if I'll have that opportunity, but yes, if given, I would love to be a part of that. I really enjoyed myself. Thank you, everyone.
You are definitely going to have an opportunity. Our none other than our VPM will be in touch with you, and she will tell you about all the proceedings, what needs to be done to join our club. And we will be overwhelming to welcome you for this great club and to enhance yourself. Now let's move on to our next guest, Shipra. Would you like to give your comments, feedback, feed forwards on this meeting?
Thank you so much, sir. The meeting was really very valuable and full of insight. I like the say which Gauri has told about, and the table topic was really very interesting because I also did it for the first time. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. The whole meet was really good. I'd like to be the part of it again.
You're
Thank
most
you.
welcome. Thanks a lot for sharing your experience. Once again, we'll be in touch with in the guest group, and you can join our club immediately. Moving on to our guest, Arvind. How do you feel, Arvind, about today's meeting?
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session, actually. I also was able to say something about that table topic. It was a wonderful session. Maybe I will join for the next section also, so that I can gain some experience, some knowledge also from this. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, our platform is always welcome, and I will put you on through our guest group, and you can get all the updates, and you can keep coming to our club till you make up your mind. And definitely, I am sure that you're going to join.
Thank you, sir.
Sharvil, can I have, I think it is Neelu, if I'm not wrong. Neelu or Sharvil, can I have your feedback, please?
Yeah, hi. Actually, I just got disconnected right now. Something went wrong with my laptop. And yeah, it's a really wonderful session. And all our life coaches and all, I am a bit confused where I am standing because I am a very normal person and they are really very high profile kind of life coaches and all. So you all are done a fabulous kind of conversation and motivation I got, and definitely I love, in fact, love to join this. And I really thank to everyone for this, and especially to Beena to introduce me this platform, as I was not aware of all these, this kind of platform, but it's really great.
Sharvil, just to tell you that, okay, this is our normal routine in each and every meeting. And when this become a routine and habit, automatically you will also excel the way what you're seeing of all the veterans or the experienced people. I'm sure this is the takeaway for all our guests present here today. I thank everyone, especially Beena, for transforming someone's life today in getting them on board for Club Toasted. I'm sure they'll have a very good takeaways tonight. With this, with a vibrant culture and a vibrant platform, we are going to excel together with ourselves to be a better person by saying these small words. Let me end the meeting number 70 of Club Toasted. Before I close the session, this is just closure of the meeting. I have some business points to be mentioned. Please note for the members, for the existing.
Shyam, give me a minute if I'm allowed to. Toastmasters Azad is here and he has not even said a word and he is not given his feedback. I think it's very important for us to have our champions' feedback of how it was in the meeting. Thank you so much for coming, Azad, and taking our time. We cannot leave without your feedback.
It's absolutely, Azad.
Thank you very much, Pooja. I'm sorry about not switching on the camera because I was driving out and I'm on and off coming in the meeting because I was busy today. Still, there was a personal message from Shyam. If you don't join, I am going to catch you like this actually. So I made sure I showed my face over here. But when it was a good amount of guests today, and that's a great branding for our club. And the club is really growing in its to its it like a Himalayas, you know. And I thought like I would take that goddess of Venus and say something more actually by the
Time now. I can give you
by the
second.
by you showing me the beauty. Sorry.
I have 1 minute 30 seconds for you to speak about Goddess of Venus. If you were Goddess of Venus.
Oh my goodness! Again, goddess of Venus.
Venus, goddess of beauty. Over to you, Azad.
Hi, good evening, Toastmasters and my fellow guests. I can see a lot of goddess of Venus in this club, actually. You know, my wife is not around, but still I would love to say that. At the end of the day, being a god of Venus is secondary. I always consider that my wife is the god of the Venus. You know why? That is the way women likes. You know, they want to hear the famous quoting for themselves, and these quotings are well with men. The men will always do that quoting very properly. It was there are a lot of god of Venus in the earth, like Mother Teresa, and I love her a lot for being such a great personality, for the way that she has gone through. And I would love all the mothers who has given the birth to the kids as a god of Venus as well. You know, that's a great thing that each mother carries. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Sham, over to you. I know you have a business section, but I just couldn't let it go.
Wow, you know, that's an icing in the cake, actually, what Azad has done just now. See, this is the beauty of Toastmasters. You can be pulled on, called on impromptu or unconventional speech. It will make you ready for all kind of circumstances, be it a speech and the lift elevator speech, what do you call, or be it a professional speech. For sure, it will make us ready for to take on any challenge. I have 3 points to say for our business meeting, especially for the members. There is a change. I am sure, I don't know whether everyone has got the email or not. There is a change in the base camp, which is going to be implemented from 9th October to 25th October. So, dear members, dear team members, there will be no availability of the base camp, basically. So the base camp you cannot access the base camp at all. So I please request everyone to visit your Toastmaster, log into your Toastmaster portal. If you have any kind of recordings posted on that, or if you have any certificates posted on that, or if you have any feedback forms saved on that, please download it, because that will going to go off. That will be vanished with the new system, because they are going to implement a new system which will be on only after 25th October. And most important thing, the renewal of the membership. The membership renewal, please do it before September 30th, as once again, these things will also be, going off the line. So this is the email which I have received from Toastmaster International. And we need to actually, we will keep communicating in our guest group on the joining procedures for the new members. So please take advantage of that, and you can join as early as possible. That's the news that's the information which I wanted to give you. One last request I have. I think Runali wants to give her talk and give her feedback. Go ahead, Runali.
Thank you so much. Actually, Now that we have Toastmaster Azad here, I wanted to just say thank you to him because he was my mentor for this evaluation. That is, he showed me the path, he showed me how to do it. He shared one YouTube video with me and he gave a lot of his valuable time to me just to tell me how to do it. Because being my first time, I was absolutely not knowing how to go about those things. He has been the torchbearer, I must say that. And thank you very much. Even now, he gave me a feedback through the chat. That is, how should I do it in future? Thank you very much for this. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for that one. I have gone to Mount Everest now, actually. That's it. I will not come down.
Azad, that's the beauty of being a mentor. Getting your feedback or praise openly in a meeting. Wow, good job done, guys. And this is the relationship between the mentor and mentees. What we all want you to take care. Thanks a lot once again to everyone. And it's time for us to wind up. I'm sure we are in a festive day. So let's enjoy our festivities. And anyone else wants to share their experience? Pooja, please go ahead. Without your closing remarks, we cannot close
I
the
just
meeting.
want to say one
Yes,
word. Just wishing you all a happy Vinayaka Chaturthi.
Thank you so
Back
much.
home, I still remember those days. I used to get Kolkata, and then one special dish from my Kannadiga tuition teacher. I will be waiting for that day specifically to eat that Kolkata and that white rice that she used to give. And we used to play with the clay, where we make different shapes, particularly the Chaturthi, Vinayaka Chaturthi, all those things we used to make along with them. Those are beautiful days, actually.
Nostalgic, absolutely. And we are having fun here. Thank you so much again, Azad, for being around. I cannot not express my gratitude to Shweta for saying yes to coming here. She has been the founder member, the charter member. She has been a mentor to me. I still remember the day one when she gave me all the VPPR. Roshan, whatever is coming to you is coming all from Shweta. I had it directly from the horse's mouth. All the branding and everything, I still remember she taking me through it. I cannot not be grateful to you for coming here again and giving us all those kind words of encouragement. Your tick is very important to us. Thank you so much again, Shweta.
That's so sweet and so nice of you, Pooja, for saying this. What I did was what any regular member would do for any of a regular club member as such. Basically, I'm just like trying to share whatever I've learned, and I'm just passing it on. And you keep passing it on to Roshan, and Roshan keeps passing it on to, I think, Sunny, who's the current VPPR, and Sunny will keep passing it on the baton as he goes further in journey, because that's what experiential learning is all about. And I'm just like really glad that I've been approached for this, because I've always been wanting to kind of sneak into Toasted, like some form or the other. But I'm just like really glad I was able to do something. And I think I missed to just give my feedback on your role as a topics master, and you've done a fabulous job as usual. And yeah, so yeah,
feedback by joining us back. We really need a mentor like you. We really want you back. We really, really want you back. A mentor like you would take this club at a very different level. Please consider that.
Definitely. I mean, like I do have, yes.
I second that, Shweta.
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. I do have plans to come back to the club someday, but not just very soon. There is there are some things I need to sort out, and definitely the next visit I make will probably be as a member. So don't worry, guys.
All the VPMs, VPPRs, VPs, please keep this recording. I'm so glad we didn't stop.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Over to you, President, for winding up the meeting.
Thanks a lot, Pooja, for that precious words of feedback. And as I have already ended the meeting, we can close the recording, and we
See
can
you all very, very soon. All the guests.
Our next meeting is on, just only one thing. Our next meeting is on not 14th of September. It is on 21st of September. Please note, it is on 21st of September. And there's one announcement which I would like to, anyway, I'm going to put it in the group. We need to get ready for our club championship or club contest. Okay, so that will happen. We are planning it for October. Anyway, we're going to, Roshan is already. So
we are all
we have time.
Yes,
we
yes.
have time. We have time.
Yeah.
We have time. Don't worry. We'll keep you posted about.
Thank you so much. We will get
Thank
back
you.
on the chat. See you. Good night. Happy
With
good
that, I have only one this thing.
Yes.
I'm sure, okay, you guys are definitely not ready for the XCOM meeting. So I'll postpone the XCOM meeting. Please, let's all enjoy and celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi.
Sure.
I'll keep you
so
posted in the group. Okay.
Good night,
Bye-bye. See you.